Well, welcome everyone to the Barry Peatling Show. Here we are, Monday. First round of the football is over. We'll get into that. But
first round of the MPL, not the AFL.
NFL. Yeah. But before we get into that, good afternoon, Barry.
Good afternoon, Colin, and good afternoon all my viewers, especially around the world. I'm going to mention your United Kingdom and Malaysia and Philippines, and we're going all around the world, Colin, this multinational.
Are we exempt from any country?
No, anybody in Russia or China or even North Korea. What's his name, Van Tong? No, what's he going to He's going to blow up the world?
Mentally ill.
What's his name?
Mentally ill.
Yeah, a little North Korean fella.
Yeah.
Smarten up, mate.
Yeah, smarten up. That's a warning from Barry.
Yeah. Behave.
Behave.
Don't press the button.
Otherwise you might cut off...
I'll cut you off my YouTube.
YouTube, exactly. Bang.
Right, so don't forget. Keep your finger off that button.
Very good. Well, what have we got here?
Oh, this is back in 1965, I think, Colin, and Rapagna was playing Horsham at Horsham City Oval, and that photo there, would you believe, was on the front every Sunday afternoon. They used to have a World of Sport, like HSV had back in the 60s, 70s. That picture was on every Sunday morning at 12:30 for the Women's League, and that was.
That was the cover. Gotcha, said Far.
Gotcha, said Far, but he didn't catch me at calling. I was too smart for him. 2 or 3 seconds later, kicked the goal.
And it implicates in the article that he did get you.
No, he didn't get me at all. False print.
False print. Maybe you should sue the newspaper.
I think I might too. This was a pretty good photo. It was a pretty good photo.
Yeah, very good photo. I've seen that in different places. Now, this was a win over Horsham.
64 there it is, yeah.
A miraculous win.
Yeah, I got BOG that day, best on the ground.
Best on ground.
2 classes. 4 goals I think I kicked, didn't I?
Yep. So this is some good memories there. Murray Lawson.
Yeah, very good friend of mine. He's still alive, Murray Lawson. He's 84.
Okay. Still kicking along.
And he wants me to come back and do another story.
Oh, okay.
Might do it too.
That sounds like an idea.
Go for a drive up to Horsham and see our good old Rapagna.
Yeah, do a follow-up on the 60s side of the century.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
To
pick the theme of the 60s. Yeah, I
do a follow-up, maybe to get a bit of footage with him, interview him, maybe you turn the tables.
Oh, I do that, Colin. You got a very good thing in there.
Turn the tables.
He's a very good friend of mine, Murray Lawson.
And so we can get a bit of insight and his articles and maybe even what he thought of you, man to man.
He wrote all that. There he is. That's him there.
Yeah, Murray Lawson. That's right.
He was not a fan of mine, but you don't just give people raps just for something to say. But I think I deserve my plaudits or whatever, headlines.
Yep.
He wrote all the stories.
Well, let's get into the game. It was here on Sunday, yesterday at 2:15, Chelsea versus Edithvale Asp. And let's get into the actual game. What was the weather like?
The weather was perfect, Colin. There was a little bit of a breeze down towards Catherine Avenue, which is my street here. Probably 3 or 4 goals, but the ground was perfect, and it was a perfect day for football.
It was a bit warm, I thought.
It was warm, but it was just, well, it wasn't too hot, but I had my shorts on, and short sleeves, but perfect day for football. If you couldn't play football yesterday, you couldn't play at all.
Well, let's talk about the crowd.
Pretty good crowd, not as big as I thought it would be, but it was probably 1,500, 2,000. But no, it was a perfect day, but it might have been a bit too hot for some of the people to come out.
Okay, bit hot.
I don't know why. They're playing pretty. I
thought there was a few people there.
There was a lot of people there, but I thought it was a bit bigger last year.
Now, how did the new recruits go?
The new recruits didn't do much at all, kind of apart from number 6. What's his name?
Still getting to know their names.
Fear. Oh, God, this fella can play. Fear. But the other fellas didn't show up too much at all. Curtis got a bit of an injury to his back. I said to him at half time. I said, "You're right." He said, "I got a bit of a twinge on the back," but he wasn't going too fast. He got caught a couple of times, but I think I'd sort of forget that game for him.
Yeah, okay, so...
And the other fellows didn't stand up there. Look, there was probably 6 or 8 players would have had about a handful of possessions, Colin. A couple of them mightn't have had any possessions at all. I mean, it was left to... Ryan Stewart kept them alive. He kept them going in the first half. He played a marvellous captain's game, Ryan Stewart, but... Now the new recruits didn't sort of fire up too much. Brisbane wasn't too flash. The other fella, what's his name? I'll get the name.
He's the assistant coach. How did he go?
That's what I thought about. 2-2.
Oh, okay.
Fear, 2-2.
He's good, is he?
Was on the ball, knocking them out. Play anywhere, that fella.
Okay. Well, tell us about the goal kickers. Who were the
goal kickers?
Get us some stats, Barry.
Just hang on a second.
Hang on.
The goal kickers, Colin, were Connolly kicked two nice goals. Joel Connolly played all right in sort of bursts, but Thea kicked one, Jason Clark kicked one, Jesse O'Dell kicked a beautiful goal, Jack Gaze kicked one, and Hudson Thomas kicked a lovely goal too.
Did you have the scores? Did you know the final scores?
Well, 19 something to 7 something, I think. I mean, it wasn't worthwhile keeping scores.
So basically a 12 goal loss, 70 points.
Around about 12 goals, yeah. I mean, there's no good going into too much detail how much they got beaten by, but they were thrashed. Anyway, I suppose you want the votes now.
Well, just give us the group of best players.
Oh, the best players, that's right. Yeah, the best players not in order here. Connolly, Stewart, Fear, Whizzer, Jason Clark, Bradley Clark in the last quarter. That had 6 or 7 possessions in the last quarter, but there wasn't too many best players, Colin.
Okay, well, give us the votes. One vote.
One vote to Jason Clark.
Yep.
Played a good game all day. It was a good solid game.
2 votes.
For Via, 2-2. That's his name.
Yep.
2 votes. He did some amazing things on Sunday, Colin. He's going to be a big acquisition, that side of Chelsea.
And 3 votes.
Of course, 3 votes. The new captain Ryan Stewart played a marvellous game. In the first half, Colin, if he wasn't there, we would have got beaten by 20 goals. Played a marvellous game. Well done, good. Well done. First game as captain too, Stewie, well done.
And just a reminder to the viewers that you will be adding these up, so they are important.
No, I'll be doing the same I've done the last couple of years.
And you, at the end of the year, depending on the game performance, you'll be giving the Barry Peatling Best and Fairest Award. Best
and Fairest Award, which I did the last couple of years, and I think I picked the last 2 Best and Fairest, I think, from memory.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So that gives something something for the players to play for.
Well, there's no big trophy. I might buy him a nice big watermelon or something.
Buy him a beer at the game.
Or whatever. No, but that's just the honour of getting the B. Peatling Best and Fairest.
The B. Peatling. It's just an honour and the glory. It's more of a bragging rights type thing.
Well, no, it's pretty. I mean, I've been right the last 2 years. For I think Harrison and who was the other last year? Who won it last year? Louis.
Oh, no, Carpenter.
Carpenter, yeah. I got them both wrong.
Now, just have you changed your opinion of the team? Are you still thinking finals, or is that a little bit too optimistic?
No, you can't go mad or crazy over one game. But look, what they done yesterday. I mean, they was never in the hunt at all. They jumped us the first quarter, got 2 or 3 goals, and we just couldn't get any system going up till half time. Look, we're only 4 goals behind at half time. There wasn't much in it at all. But there was nothing. I know it was about 10 players, and 10 players in a different club. It makes a big difference, Colin. It might take a while to get the
gel.
Well, not so much the gel. Just get the communications, and hopefully next week they'll improve, because if they play like they was yesterday, they'll get thrashed again. But no, I think they'll. Well, you can't go too bad or too get excited over one game, but I think it was it was pathetic, really.
Well, pathetic. Well, that's interesting.
Well, after half time they were, yeah.
Okay. So what was your, just a general comment on the game, or what you got out of it?
Well, EDS, that number 12, that Mannix, the 2 Mannixes, they took us apart, because Brett Bowden, they're not a bad side, but I wouldn't get too excited about beating Chelsea yesterday, because we just didn't put in at all, and there was there wasn't much talk going on the ground either. A lot of talk in the rooms, but not much talk out in the grounds, Colin. That's where it counts. And
be quiet.
You couldn't hear. There's no giving each other a bit of a urge up and say, "Come on, mate, come on." But there was anyway. But best forgotten that game, Colin.
Okay, let it go. Let's move ahead. Do you know what's happening next week?
We're playing Seaford down at Seaford.
Okay, and that's on Saturday, is it?
Saturday. All the games on Saturday. I mean, I hate these Sunday games. It's not right. You wake up next day and you think it's whatever.
Something's wrong.
No.
So Saturday, and that's at the Seaford Oval.
Seaford Oval, yeah.
Will you be there?
I'll be there, for sure.
Okay, you'll be there. So if maybe
you'll
give a prize to anyone who can pick you out in the crowd.
Yeah. Might give them a prize. You get a free record. Seaford got beat yesterday. They got beaten the weekend, didn't they? Didn't they get beaten?
Yeah, I think so. So they might be sort of.
I think they got thrashed.
got thrashed, so they might... okay, so it should be interesting what happens there.
Yeah.
So we move forward, onwards and upwards is the theme here.
Plenty of variety here.
Plenty of variety, but, you know, we need... That game is sort of, you know, gone now. And
yeah, let's more talk about that, the better.
So Seaford Tigers, the Tigers, we need to beat up the Tigers, don't we?
Well,
the Tigers are our enemy, is that right, Barry?
Well, at this competition they are, yeah.
But not in the...
Not in the AFL, they're my team.
They're going pretty well at the moment.
Well, 2 and no losses, 2 wins, no losses. Not a bad sort of start for
yeah, looking
the Ordinary Tigers.
And you've got some new Tiger supporters, apparently?
Yeah, I was talking to PH last night. We got another long-time supporter, Colin, for the Tigers.
Yeah, who's that?
Well, that's TT, but he's been following the Tigers, but the only thing different, he's been following the Detroit Tigers in the baseball. But now he's a staunch Richmond Tiger supporter in the AFL. And well done, TT. And I've got to remind you, check that boat of yours. I think it's got a bit of a hole in the bottom, on the front part of the boat. I don't want you to fall out and drown, okay? Yeah. Check your boat next time and
check your boat.
Check your life safe. Check all your things, your helmets and everything, because we don't want you to drown, mate, because you're a Tiger supporter.
Exactly. So, well, I don't know, maybe. I don't like these supporters that jump on when you start winning.
Oh, no, he's pretty staunch. Phil was telling me, he said, he loves the Tigers.
But was he staunch over the last 20 years?
Well, he's been staunch to the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, okay.
Baseball. So there you go.
So there we go. That's enough talk about the Tigers. We don't want to talk about the Tigers too much because...
well, why not?
They beat the mighty.
They deserve it. Beat your team, yeah.
Maybe next week we'll see how they go.
They'll beat Footscray.
Footscray, all in all. Yeah, got a good chance.
They'll beat them.
All right, you'd like to send a cheerio to...
Yeah, I want to send some cheerios out to some of my overseas. I just said before when we come on, we've got a lot of overseas people watching our videos, Colin. It's the United Kingdom, Philippines, Malaysia, Latvia. Can you believe Latvia's tuned into... They tuned in Anthony Lewis's tribute.
We're very popular in Latvia.
Where is Latvia?
Yeah.
Is it on a map?
It's in the eastern block of Europe.
Is it near Russia?
It's sort of, yeah, in that area.
And we got... there's a couple of I should have written down. There's a couple of other companies around the world that tune in. It's nice to tune into my videos.
Keep on tuning in. Keep on...
of course, little my darling little Annie and Lloyder and Jimmy and Joe Van and...
The gang.
What's the other name? Got another name, but... And, of course, Annie and Annie's daughter, Carla. Be a good girl, Carla. Look after your mum, as I said before.
Otherwise, Uncle Barry won't be happy.
Uncle Barry won't be happy, so... I was trying to think the other countries around the world that I'll tell you next week about.
We'll get the full wrap on that.
There's about 15 countries around the world watching our videos, Colin. Including Yugoslavia.
You're very popular in the Slovak area.
How do they understand my videos?
They get the
interpreter?
They get an interpreter.
Well, they'll probably fly one in.
At a school hall.
They'd probably fly one in, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, they hire a school, university campus.
They'd probably do it, put it on the speaker.
Play the video and they get an interpreter.
On the big screen?
The big screen, exactly.
So that's probably why they're getting excited.
Yep.
So keep watching, you Russians and Yugoslavs and Hungarians and...
We'll get the full stats on that soon. Now, what about Melbourne?
Well, I said last week, Colin, I don't think Mark Neal will be in that job very long, and I reckon it's not going to help his little whatever. I think if they happen to get beaten again next week, like a big margin, you'll have to go.
Yeah.
You just have to go. I mean, there's a couple of players coming out in the paper today, the Melbourne players, saying, "Oh, don't sack him." I mean, they got beaten by 15 goals the first game, and 28 second game.
It's ridiculous.
43 goals.
Unbelievable.
Anybody else would probably would have been gone before that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I feel sorry for the Melbourne supporters because I used to hate them back in the 50s and 60s, but
not anymore. They're sad.
They're worse than Fitzroy when they got shut out.
Yeah. So,
I hope you can come good next week, Mr. Melbourne supporters, or Melbourne Football Club. But I think Mark Neal, I think you sort of just look at go down the centre link. I think check it in because I don't think they can't keep me.
Nah.
Can they? No. 28 goals.
Let's have to start at least competing.
Well, they didn't do anything.
No.
After half time, they just...
Yeah.
But anyway, that's football. Football, you got to put up with the good and the bad, but you're in big... No, Mark Neal, just... As low as you are, stand down, mate. Just go for holiday, come back in a couple of years and see what's happening then.
Very good. Well, we look forward to next
Sorry
week's
about
game.
that, Mr. Melbourne, but that's what's going on.
Look forward to next week's
Yeah.
game in Seaford. Will you be there?
I'll be
Johnny
there.
on the spot live to report.
For sure, and PH and TT, hope everything goes alright up in Cairns. Alright? See you, man.
Goodbye from me.
Bye-bye.
We're the one, 22, coaching staff of the league on the game.
Lovely try.
It is fucking hard! Sing the song! It gets fucking tough today. His crew, I believe, will get fucking tougher and get rewarded. And the coming week, you get better. And believe me, it's going to get better. We'll get better. We'll come together late, and we'll just start building and building. Next week is not out of the question. Saw them yesterday. The tempo of this game is a lot quicker than yesterday. Small advantage, big round, two different teams. So it's up here we've got to fix. Mentally. Trying to stay tough, boys, in the head. You know, that's their quarter. Look at the last quarter. You just fought it out. They got an easy goal, we got an easy goal. And we can put in, yeah, we made mistakes, this shit. The difference is what we do next. Game the game. Make a mistake, what do you do next? We lose the game, what do we do next?
Been around it, John.
So, to win next week's game, the first thing is recovery. Sunday, already, we're a day behind. Andy Nickley's injury versus tactic, Monday night, get it fixed, whatever it is, you need to hydrate, you probably lost weight today, at least a couple of kilos, so you're going to have to drink shit like fluid, and tomorrow. Because Tuesday comes, we've got a lot to learn to improve and get better. And that starts Tuesday. Then Thursday, and then we go out to Seaford to try and get something back. And it's there for the take. It's there for the take. One quarter really, really tough.